Hey everybody, it's Tuesday, time for some Tuesday tips. And this week, it's going to be Tuesday Tips Thanksgiving edition, because as we know, this weekend in Canada, it's Thanksgiving. So yesterday, Jenny posted an amazing video about crockpot stuffing. And if you've never done your stuffing in the crockpot, you need to try it, because once you do, you will never go back to stuffing that bird. It is so easy, so delicious, and it frees up a lot of your time because you've got the stuffing going in the crock pot and you don't have to be stuffing that bird and worrying about that. So I'm going to show you how to get the bread for the stuffing at a discount, because we all know that today we are looking for the most value for our money. So this week, go to your local grocery store or your local bakery and look at the reduced rack. Let me tell you why. I was in Superstore yesterday and I saw they had like a plastic bag no bigger than this. It was about like that. And they called it stuffing bread. It was bread that they had already cut up and just put the label on it. They wanted $3.99 for that little bag. I just strolled my cart right on past and went to the reduced rack where they had beautiful French loaves on for 30% off. This was regularly $1, 30% off of $1. So that means 70 cents for this loaf. And I bought 3 of them, of course, because I love me a deal. And what I'm going to do is show you what I do. So I bring the bread home and then I just cut it up or tear it up, whatever you want to do. And then we're going to put it onto our large baking sheet. And that way, what's going to happen is you'll leave this overnight and it's going to get nice and crusty. Now, depending on when you buy your bread, you can throw it in the freezer if you want and then bring it out and, chop it up and put it overnight, just depending when you're buying it and when you're having your Thanksgiving meal. But my trick is I always leave it overnight so that the air helps it to crisp up, because you like to have dry bread for your stuffing. You don't want to start off with the moist bread. And the other little tip I have for you, I know I've shared this before, is I hope you keep what I call a bread ends bag going in your freezer all the time. So the last piece of bread, or the heel of the bread as I call it, the crust, nobody wants to eat that. Or maybe that last English muffin, last bun, whatever. I keep a bag in the freezer and I just throw those in there. And then when we want stuffing, we've got all kinds of bread to add to it, because the secret is the more diverse your bread selection is for your stuffing, the better it's going to be. Because when you have like white, whole wheat, multigrain, throw some buns in there, English muffins, pumpernickel, you name it. I like to have all kinds of different breads and buns in there, because it just gives it a nice flavoring. So we've got all our bread on there, and then you take your favorite stuffing mix. For me, at my house, it's sage and apple. And great news for you all, sage and apple is back today. When we launch our season 4 catalog, you can get that sage and apple. So what I do is I sprinkle some on before I leave it out overnight. So that gives it a little bit of flavoring. And then of course add more when I do my crock pot stuffing recipe. Now, if you prefer the happy stuffing mix like Jenny showed in the video for crock pot stuffing, or maybe you like the holiday, whatever you like, put onto there. Sometimes I even throw a little bit of 3 onion and just let that dry out overnight, and then you are good to go. So that is my tip for your stuffing. I also have another Tuesday tip. You could use this for Thanksgiving. Maybe you're not cooking a big turkey. Maybe you're having chicken, or maybe you prefer chicken. Well, don't just check the bread reduced, check the meat reduced aisle. So I happened to be in Shoppers Drug Mart this morning, and now they have a little food section, and they had their meat on 50% off. So I got this big pack of chicken thighs, and regularly $8, I got it for $4, and there's 8 chicken thighs in here. And it's good. The best before date is Friday. So this is awesome. I'm going to either toss it in the freezer, and I can use it for, the brand new product coming out today, Coq au vin, the Julia Child inspired recipe, like the French chicken stew. Or like I said, if you want chicken for Thanksgiving, use that with the roast turkey spice. But my biggest tip of all is don't forget to check the reduced section. There is a lot of love left in that food, and you can get it at a discount. And that is going to stretch your grocery dollar farther. And we want to do two things this season. We want to get the best value we can for our money and no food waste. So like the bread bag, don't let that last piece of crust get thrown out. Keep it for stuffing. So just some more little tips to share from the kitchen. If you've got some Thanksgiving tips, comment below. We need to help each other and make all our meals delicious.